Hi, good afternoon, guys. I hope you can be able to hear me, able to see me. This is Mark. I'm actually the CEO and business partner of 488X Philippines and Brazil. Currently, I'm actually located here in the Philippines due to the lockdown. As we all know, and as we be able to know that we are currently encountering a pandemic. And that pandemic is actually called the coronavirus 19 or the COVID 19. So I believe that in India, those people in Germany, the US, here in the Philippines, and also in Brazil, and all over the world are actually encountering that kind of issue when it comes to the pandemic. All of us are actually having some safety measures, healthcare issues, and also all of our frontliners technically are busy in resolving this kind of issue. And while those frontliners that we do have in different countries, in the respective countries that we are in, right there in India or here in the Philippines and in Brazil, all of us are actually making ways as well to protect ourselves. And one of them is technically transferring over to digital payments. You know, as we all know, for most of the countries and most of the people, cash is king. For the longest time, all of us are actually using physical currency, physical fiat like Philippine peso, US dollar, and a lot of different currencies around the world. But right now, since we are actually into a pandemic, and a lot of us are actually having some issues with regards to their safety, most of us are actually turning into technology. And one of those technology is turning towards digital payments and cryptocurrency. So if some of you are familiar with regards to Bitcoins, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and some of you are actually familiar with regards to using cashless payments or say, cashless transaction, you are actually using an online payment. This is actually the time that I'm going to be explaining to you more the innovations that we do have or that has been developed throughout the years when it comes to digital payments and cryptocurrency. So let me try to go ahead and share my screen or my presentation with you guys. Just give me a moment right here and I'll share it with you. Okay. So as we all know, all of us are actually familiar, going in and out of our country. So for example, if you are in India, you're actually familiar to traveling or you're actually looking forward to travel to different parts of the globe, especially during the time when we don't have the COVID-19 yet. A lot of us are actually travelers. A lot of us are actually going from one place to another. And it's really a hassle if you're going to be bringing over your let's say your wallet, or if you're going to be bringing over a lot of money to you once you are going traveling or once you actually go overseas, right? So it's really a hassle for all of us. So there's actually a technology that can be able to resolve that, and technically this is what I'm going to be discussing, and this is the modern day approach towards digital payments. So let's try to continue. All right. So as you can see, the world of payments and tourism, since you technically love to travel, is evolving. It's actually having a significant disruption. A lot of us are actually turning over and discovering different kinds of payment that we are actually encountering a lot of different kinds of innovation or alternative to our physical money or to our physical wallet. And we declare ourselves as netizens or those citizens of the internet. And we are also what we call the empowered consumer. When we say empowered consumer, we actually seemingly have unlimited knowledge and borderless reach. Most of the consumers, they really know what to buy, when to buy, and how to buy it, and how to use it technically. That's the reason why they are buying it. So they want to make sure that when they buy or one day go to a place, or let's say to a supermarket, a grocery, or a department store, they want to have an engaging experience. They want to have a personalized service. They want to have instant gratification, seamless transaction or transition between channels, and also innovative, relevant solutions when it comes to their issues. So, but the thing is, the problem with that is we do have different kinds of competitions. When it comes to digital payments, it is not only one, it's not only two, but there's actually a lot of people or a lot of startups right now and businesses that's been offering digital payments and cryptocurrencies. Some of them are actually telcos, telecommunication companies, retailers, technology giants, startups, banks, credit card companies, and a lot more, right? So when we look at the competitors in the world, this is, it's as simple as a lot of people want to resolve the issue when it comes to payments, when it comes to paying, when it comes to buying things. So let's try to continue. There are also some issues when it comes to regulatory changes. So the dynamics of regulatory environment demand timely responses, and this includes interchange rules, consumer protection laws, compliance requirements. When it comes to when I say compliance requirements, it means to say that, does this company or startup actually comply with the requirements or the needs of those customers, or actually the government where they actually implemented their business or their startup. Okay, so next, let's try to continue. If you do have any questions, please kindly, write it on the meeting chat, and I'll be happy to reply. Let's try to make this interactive. Okay, so profitability pressure. The reduction in interchange fees, competing solutions are driving the profitability down. And then we have profitability pressure as well with low interchange fees and competing. So as like I've said a while ago, there's actually a lot of competitions right now when it comes to providing solutions for digital payments. So when it comes to competing solutions, it usually drives the profitability down. And when we have profitability pressure with low interchange fees, actually it drives the competition as well. Okay? So let's try to continue and move on with regards to that. Okay, moving on. We also have complex technology landscape. When I say complex technology landscape, these are actually alternative modes that added a unique value when it comes to their customers or their consumers or their users, okay? Or they need to have both of them. Next. So paying with a card is not really a big pain point. So that's one. Why? Because reaching for one's wallet is easy. That's an example. So if you're going to be using your debit card, you're using your credit card. That's one way of, making it easy, or you're using a cashless payment. Credit card companies are carrying security burden. So if you're having some issues with regards to fraud, when you're having some, thinking that it might be, nabbed or you get robbed, it's actually the issues of the credit card company, not you anymore being a consumer. Plastic is widely accepted. Credit is mitigating the abstract pain of payment. It is a pretty good practice after all, which is technically true. And it really applies up until today. And it's going to be, moving towards the future. So most digital wallets are defined by a virtual or a literal translation of the physical wallet. So what it's telling right here is it's like your physical wallet. A digital wallet is like your physical wallet. The only difference, it's online. You can actually bring it anywhere. Once you do have your phone, you do have that application, and you forgot your physical wallet, you can technically pay using your mobile phone. So looking at the current landscape, we see that most digital wallets are defined by literal translation of the physical wallet rather than a tool for what actually enabling, which is buying products or services. which is, if you can be able to see that, it's, it's as simple as using your physical wallet. You can actually buy things online. You can actually ask people to deliver food to you using your online wallet from Grab, or travel anywhere using your wallet from Uber, or what kind of startup wallets that's been developed overseas, right? So by choosing the literal translation approach, the players restrict the value they deliver both shoppers and merchants. Okay, let's try to continue. So successful digital versions of analog products have never been literal translation, but tools that enabled an action in new way. So let's try to have three examples. So before, we do have a physical telephone. Right now, we're doing this on Microsoft Teams. We're using Zoom. Okay, we're using Skype. We're using Messenger. We're using Google Meet, especially during this time of pandemic. A lot of people are using webinars. A lot of people are actually conducting online meetings using those online platforms. And before, there was a physical store. Right now, there's a lot of people buying on eBay, on Amazon, all right? So before, there was like a CD, Walkman, like a physical radio. But right now, there's a lot of people who's using iTunes, Spotify, right? So there's a lot of difference when it comes to technology nowadays. And, the adoption of people are growing and growing every day, especially during this time of pandemic, like I've said. So stepping outside of our category, we see that apps that do solve key pain points and deliver customer value have four traits. So what are these four traits? Okay, so these four traits are efficiency, effectiveness, contextuality, and entertainment. As you can see right here, those that startups have developed need to have efficiency for the customer, needs to be effective, for the customer, needs to have contextuality, and needs to be entertaining to retain, to be successful. If you are a startup or you're trying to build a startup business. So just to give you an example, when we look at successful mobile payment platforms or solutions, we see that they too deliver against a key pain point. All right, add a unique value to the customer, enable an action in a new way, and share some of the four traits that I've said and mentioned a while ago. So these three logos, I know you're familiar with those. That is Starbucks, that is Airbnb, and that is Uber. Okay, so what's the what's the common factor that these three are giving or providing each and every customer every day that they are encountering? First is Starbucks. In 2014, 15% of all US transactions went through the mobile app. So they already have a mobile app back then in 2014. So the pain point, they managed to have a loyalty program. So for example, every time that you order, you get stars. And once you get 12 stars, you can be able to exchange it for a coffee. All right, so miscommunicating orders, waiting time, they've actually lessened that. They've actually killed that before until now, because you can be able to order online. You can be able to pay using the app. Okay, you can be able to recharge your card through the app as well. And they given added value, okay, because they provided personalization. You can be able to personalize it. You can be able to, you can be able to provide, you can provide entertainment as well. Every time that, December or there's the holiday season, they do have special promos, they have special discounts, which keeps those people, avid Starbucks fans entertained. Once they collect stickers, they get like a diary or a planner or whatsoever, right? So you get entertained. Next is Uber. Back in 2009 until now, as a luxury car service, Uber now is valued at $50 billion. So what are the pain points that they have resolved? Finding a taxi or a car. Same thing with Grab. It actually resolved the issues with regards to booking a taxi or a car. And now they've actually expanded to, ordering food, doing the shopping for you because you can be able to go out. And some of people are afraid to go out due to COVID-19. So they've added those features. They have Grab Food, can be able to deliver the food right into your doorstep with no face-to-face transactions needed. They can just leave it into your door and pay it over the mobile app. It's as simple as that. So, but focusing on financial transactions alone, let me see. I think I skipped or no, I haven't skipped something. All right, let's continue. But focusing on financial transactions alone limits use because consumers don't live their lives that way. They live in the moment. So I know you believe that most of you back then, when there's no problem when it comes to COVID-19, most of you just live for the moment. Once you get your salary, once you receive your allowance from your mom or your dad, if you're a student, you just live for a day. You drink, you party, you just do anything, you travel, you enjoy your life. And now we had suddenly an issue when it comes to COVID-19, and all of us are actually having some issues when it comes to our savings. Where can we be able to get our money for the next day? Because some of us do not have work. The stoppage of work, the business is having some issues right now because the economy is going down because a lot of people are being affected by this coronavirus. So it's the same thing that's being discussed right here. As you can see, 82% of smartphone users turn to their phone to influence a purchase decision. So they rely on reviews. They rely on someone that's doing a blog or a vlog for that certain product before they buy it. If it's good, the review is better. It's going to be a big value for their money. So smartphone users, 62% of smartphone users are more likely to take action right away towards solving unexpected problems or new tasks. Okay, so because they've actually seen it on social media. So, a lot of people are having some issues right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people right now are being a victim of cyber fraud, fraud online, cybersecurity issues, fake news, trolls. Why? Because a lot of people are taking actions once they see something posted on social media. Something that, let's say, COVID-19 is not good. It's going to be here forever, and people are going to be reacting and gone, insane because somebody actually spread a fake news that there's more viruses coming in the next few months or whatsoever. So they usually take action when it comes to that. 90% of smartphone users have used their phone to make progress towards a long-term goal or multi-step process while out and about. So it's as simple as, a lot of people are being influenced online. So most of our purchases, most of our actions right now are being influenced by our usage on social media and online. So if you're going to be using your smartphone, technically it's a big, better be safe than sorry. So better be cautious every day. Consumers want to live in the moment and expect instant gratification to their actions. If the utility offered is not relevant for the particular moment, they have no interest in it. That's the reality. If it cannot do anything for them, if it doesn't bring value to them, it doesn't entertain them, it doesn't bring efficiency that they need, they do not want it. They are not interested in it. They do not give, an impact. It doesn't provide an impact to them. So next is, so as a business, what do you need to do? So if you are a startup or you are a business owner, or let's say you're a student, okay, and you're planning to have a business of your own soon, you need to do this. You need to listen to your consumers' needs and apply a user-centric approach. We can generate payment solutions, or you can generate payment solutions, which are relevant to consumers' lifestyle. Okay. Now let's look to some of the innovations that has been developed for consumers. So one of them is actually, for example, is Jawbone. If you are familiar with Jawbone, it's the same as Fitbit, same as Garmin. Those are actually fitness watches or fitness companions. Okay, Jawbone UB4 uh, collaborated with Amex back then or with American Express to create wearable technology which incorporates payment. So all you need to do is just like a tap system. So when you want to buy something, you just use your Jawbone. Since it's actually collaborated with American Express, just tap it over to the cashier and it's done. You already paid it. It's as simple as that one. In this case, it is about realizing that some situations people prefer leaving their smartphones at home. So just in case you forget your phone and you actually wear your wearable, your Apple Watch, for example, you can be able to use it to pay. You don't have any issues because it actually has the capability of making payments for you. So that is the good thing about technology. In case you forgot your physical wallet, you forgot your phone, you still have your wearable with you, you can be able to do payments. Facebook digital payments. I believe they're interacting as well, or they're collaborating as well with cryptocurrency nowadays, because I'm seeing on Messenger the logo of Bitcoin right there. I don't know if it's going to be happening in the future or not, but Bitcoin really is a very, very big name when it comes to cryptocurrency. So right now there's like a lot of people adopting towards Bitcoin. So and Ethereum as well, or cryptocurrencies. Why? It's because this is the future of payments. So this is another example. Facebook digital payments. You can actually recharge your phone if you want to make a call or SMS using. There's a lot of people integrating payments on Messenger. Snapchat do have this feature as well, where you can be able to use it to pay online your bills and supermarkets or your orders or whatsoever, or stickers whatsoever that you want. When we look at all of these things or solutions disrupting existing industries, we see that they all leverage technology to create connections, matching consumer needs with value propositions, ultimately leading to seamless, if not invisible, payments. So technically, that is the future. And this is what is happening right now. So the future of payments is uncertain, which is true, unknown and impossible to predict. But our only way to navigate successfully through these uncharted waters is by applying a strategical, human-centric approach that will ensure that our ideas address the true and lasting needs of our consumers. So that's my presentation. Okay, so if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, if you want to invest on Bitcoin, if you want to, start your journey when it comes to digital payments, know more about it, trading, exchange, you can log in to our website right there, 480x.com. We actually accept USDT, dollar, Philippine peso, and Brazilian real. We're actually based in the Philippines. We're based in Brazil. We do have an office right there. I'm currently right in the Philippines. I'm actually trapped on the lockdown, unfortunately. That's the reason why I'm here. I can't go back to Brazil because I have some lockdowns when it comes to international flights. So that's it for me. If you do have any questions with regards to digital payments, regards to cryptocurrencies or what's not, or cashless payments, please do type it on the chat. This is Mark. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you learned something, and I'm still going to be here and waiting for your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So, dear participants, do we have any questions regarding this session? Okay. So again, I request Khairnar sir to summarize the current session.
Thank you very much, Mark sir. Really,
Thank you.
wonderful session. And sir, thank you very much, sir. Sir, thrown light on the modern days towards the digital payment. So it is the need of today's world. Instead of handling the hard currencies, it is always better to make the payment through digital methods. And sir is also thrown the light on the cryptocurrencies. He also suggested us, or he also guided us regarding how to buy, when to buy, and when to sell, so that uh, your money will also work hard to buy at the right point or at the right time. Definitely, you will get more profit, or you will make more money. So that's why that funda is very important, when to buy and when to sell. Once
Right.
again, I would like to thank you, uh, Mark sir, for such a very informative and good session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much as well. Good day.